In Harare, and he's giving us an update now via Skype. A very good morning to you, Ephert. We hear there are possible protests this morning. It's understandable, though, almost double the price of petrol.
Yes, indeed. I can confirm that there are protests in some parts of Harare. Currently, I'm in a suburb called Ephert. It's on the southeastern of the central business district. People have barricaded roads. They've put stones. Anti-riot police they have been called in. Right now, they are at Ephert police station trying to contain the crowds, but the crowds are not dispersing. They are coming back. You know, it's a residential area, so people will get on the streets once they see the riot police coming. They disperse into their houses, then regroup again on the roads. So this is the situation. People are protesting. They are not happy with the recent fuel hike, and the tensions are actually increasing at the present moment.
Played a piece a few moments ago, really angry Zimbabweans, some of them calling for the president to step down. Are you finding that call is gaining momentum?
Yes, it started yesterday when we went around just trying to get how people felt about the price increase. People in fuel queues were actually complaining that they had spent days in queues and only to be told that the fuel had, they had hiked the price before they even acquired the commodity. And now where I am right now, civil society and other civic groups have called for people to stay away from work, and currently the place I am in Ephert, people have actually heeded that call. They are on the streets, they've barricaded the roads, so there's no access, there's no transport away for people to go into the central business district to do business. So really it's actually a serious call or a serious indication there that they are not happy with the price increase.
Ephert, is there any sector of society at all that understands why this fuel price hike had to be implemented?
Well, the majority of the people that we've spoken to, in fact, I can say we haven't met anyone who's actually in agreement or who sides with the government for increasing the price. Everyone who has spoken to is actually against the price, because they're saying that the moment that the government has increased the fuel, it's going to, cause a ripple effect where everything down the line will actually increase in price, making the situation even worse than what it currently is. So really, I haven't met anyone who's in support of the government's move to increase the price of fuel.
How organized is the protest? Will it yield any results?
It's too early to tell, but I can tell you that the calls by civil society started yesterday afternoon. That's when they started sending messages on social media, calling for supporters, calling for citizens to, stay away from work and to do a national shutdown for the next 3 days. And currently where I am right now, it's beginning to pick momentum. The number of people that are getting onto the streets is actually increasing. More people are coming out of their houses and joining these people that are protesting on the streets.
Ephert, we're talking now about the fuel price hike, but just give us a sense of Mr. Mnangagwa's rule from the time that he came in. Is there change in Zimbabwe?
Well, it's difficult to really say. There are some areas where there is a lot of change. One area where, maybe speaking as a journalist, is that the media environment has actually improved. We have had more access to both government institutions. We've had access to information which is readily available. Government has been, giving regular updates, like weekly updates of their activities. In that respect, there has been some change, but in other areas, it still remains the same. Where how they deal with protesters, how they still want to maintain a firm grip on how things are done. Like I can cite an example where a lot of people are saying that government should have first consulted all stakeholders before increasing the price of fuel. And they are saying that there is nothing, that's the same way that former President Robert Mugabe used to do things, where he would just do things by himself and force his decisions on the population. And they are saying that it's the same kind of continuation of the same kind of rule. So really, in other areas, there hasn't been any significant change. In some areas, there has been few changes here and there.
Realistically, can Zimbabweans afford the price of fuel?
That's a very difficult question, but generally, I don't think most Zimbabweans will be able to afford it. Remember, when President Mnangagwa announced the price increase, he said that as we stand, the US dollar is still at par with the bond note. So even if you are a Zimbabwean and you have your US dollars, if you want to buy fuel, you are buying fuel at $3, which is very expensive. I think it makes it probably the most expensive fuel in the region, if not the whole of Africa. So really, and already the majority of Zimbabweans, they don't earn a lot of money. They are already struggling or following years of, economic hardship. So really, I do not think majority of Zimbabweans are able to afford this fuel hike.
So what's going to happen? What's the way forward, Ephert?
Well, like you heard from the opposition leader, we did also ask him for his opinion, and all he said was that dialogue is the way forward. Everyone now needs to come together, sit on the table, and actually try to find a long-lasting solution to this problem that Zimbabwe is. Even analysts share the same view that the situation in Zimbabwe does not take one man to solve. It requires everyone to put all hands on deck. It requires everyone to put all their minds together and find a permanent and lasting solution. They actually called on President Mnangagwa. They actually called on him to cancel his trip to Davos, which he's left the country to attend to. He's gone to Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, then ends up in Davos for the World Economic Forum. They said he should not have gone ahead with that trip. He should have stayed and then sat down with all stakeholders and discuss and find a lasting solution before departing the country.
We hope to talk to you some more as developments unfold. Thank you so much. Ephert Musekiwa is in Harare.